I literally have COVID and it's 2024. It's May 2024, which means I'm like 4 years out of fashion. Of course, my dumb ass would get COVID when literally it's so irrelevant to have COVID now. But I mean, I'm fine. I'm like coughing and shit. But it's so weird to have COVID and be home where I grew up that it like coincided like this. This is my first time getting COVID-19. Why did we all of a sudden drop the 19? But anyways, I feel a little bit like I'm going out of my mind because the last time I spent this much time at home was during the pandemic. I grew up in this farm town in California. We have this gorgeous house, but my parents essentially have let it kind of like go into shambles because they are Asian American and like unwilling to spend on upkeep. My mom hoards so much stuff to the point where like I grew up thinking that being surrounded by boxes was normal, and now I'm here and I'm like, oh, actually this is not normal, and it's extraordinarily anxiety inducing. And I've tried to like help my parents sort through things and donate and downsize and de-hoard, declutter the house, but every time I would make some progress and then I would leave because I don't live here, right? And then I come back and there's more stuff everywhere. And I went through like this mental crisis when I got back here because I was just like, wow, there are actually so many problems in our family. Which there aren't, but there are. And I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I genuinely feel like a lot of POC families, or maybe just families in general, there are like layers to the family. And the first layer is like everything's nice and fun and you can just get along and have a good time, and over Christmas, over trips, over dinner, you know, like the moments where you intentionally are together, everything flows and it's beautiful. And then you get a layer below and it's like I'm talking about the day-to-day operations of being a family. And how my family functions is we don't communicate about anything. Like, I am the one who communicates to every person in my family, my brother, my mom, my dad. And it's weird to like see the second layer, which is essentially everyone operating in their own world in this big house, just doing their own thing, not even like interacting with each other. Sometimes I'll come home and it just feels like I've been like I never left. Like I've been living here the whole time, because the way that people operate, it's like we don't even do things together. Like I come home and I'm excited to like spend time, and so I organize like walks or a day to a brewery or different activities. But if I didn't organize those things, our days would just consist of different people watching different shows on different TVs around the house. My mom in her bed, my dad on the couch, my brother in his room. And then me just like hanging out in the kitchen waiting till someone comes and socializes. And so that's layer 2. Like weird, you know, like it's just weird. And then layer 3, when you get down to it, it's like, okay, actually, it's not just weird, but not communicating creates a lot of other issues, such as we just don't know what's going on in each other's lives, and we don't feel supported by each other when we need to be supported. For example, my mom has been going through some stuff, and she told me like my brother and my dad weren't really helping her. That's literally why I'm here right now, is to help her with stuff. I flew 5 hours from Mexico to come back to California because no one in this family communicates. And I literally had this family meeting. I organized a family meeting where we could all just kind of go over the things that we need to get done and the things that are projects that we need help with. And it just felt like I was forcing everyone to like sit down and talk. So weird, like being back in this space, in this place that I grew up, and like being in this family environment, I'm realizing, okay, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, this is not where I want to be or where I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm all about showing up for my family, but I also can't be the one to consistently organize things or also show up in ways that I'm not needed or maybe wanted, right? Like, and it's just weird. Like, so many different little traumas come back up. And I feel like the same body dysmorphia that I used to have when I was younger. I was a fat kid. I feel like just like this kind of like limiting voice, I think, that I associate with when I was closeted, when I was shy, when I was like really just insecure because I was surrounded by this like straight white society and I had no sense of model for like how I wanted or how I could live my life, you know? And so yeah, I've just been having like this mental unraveling here. Meanwhile, everything going on in the world, the genocide in Gaza, Israel systematically wiping out the Palestinian people and being surrounded by suburbs is kind of like adds to that mental unraveling because I'm constantly consuming this news and staying up to date and vocalizing my support of Palestine across social media platforms. Meanwhile, a lot of my family isn't like staying up to date. And I got into this whole argument with my dad because I genuinely don't think was informed. And he was essentially like defending Israel's right to defend themselves. And I was like, that's kind of entirely missing the point because this is genocide. And he disagreed with that. But I sent him all these articles. I sent him also like a heartfelt message explaining that it shocked me that he said those things because he is a professor in Asian American studies and psychology and someone I looked up to my whole life when it comes to human rights and POC rights and POC issues. But that also was like just all these things kind of confronting, I guess, like finding myself in a place that I don't want to be anymore. And now I have COVID, so I have to stay here. Literally locked up in this room. I just wake up and I work and I stretch and I work and I stretch and I work and I stretch. Like, that's it. So I'm really hoping that this virus gets out of my body. And my partner is flying today to come here because we're spending like a week with my mom for her 70th birthday. And I haven't seen him in like 3 weeks and I miss him so much. And I'm literally not even going to be able to like hang out with him until I'm negative, obviously. I don't even know why I'm making this video. It's mainly, I'm just gonna like word barf. Make a word barf vlog because I have been wanting to create more content and start like a YouTube channel or like I guess restart my YouTube channel for a long ass time. And this year I was like, okay, this is the year for actually taking content seriously and like building a sustainable relationship with content creation. However, there are a lot of other things obviously in life that come up, including like family matters, including your real job that you get paid for. And there are other things that I'm focusing on as well. Like I'm writing a book and I'm really trying to figure out how to market myself as a writer online. However, I also realized like I just haven't done it. Like I'm just not doing it. Like I haven't created a vlog. I've like recorded a bunch of videos for like previous vlogs that I was gonna make, but I never made them. And so now I'm just gonna challenge myself with creating a video each week, no matter what the fuck it's about. Because who cares? Like, literally no one is watching this. And this video is just gonna be like self-therapy for myself. Recording me having COVID in 2024 and probably going on walks with my boyfriend. But it's like, I just want to start the process of creation. Because, one, I enjoy it. I really do enjoy content creation, but I think I get a little bit anxious and stop myself because I think everything needs to be perfect. And like, I'll post something and then it'll get 2 views, and then so I won't have like the external motivation to keep creating. But I want to start creating content the same way that I've been writing. Like, I also don't get any external validation for the book that I'm writing. I just sit down and write every single day. And so I want to start creating content as well, because I feel like it is a process of not only self-discovery, but like just doing things and taking a bet on myself for myself. Really want to start doing the things that I've told myself I was gonna do. And creating YouTube videos is one of them. So here we are. But also, like, content is so weird because we're essentially just performing in front of the camera, and we are owned by these Web 2 companies, these big tech data manipulating companies, and it is kind of low-key depressing. Like, I'm like, oh wow, I'm just spending hours out of my day making videos that a platform owns, and I'll probably be doing this for a bit before I see any sense of return on invested time. However, I want to take a different approach and be like, okay, actually what I really care about is community. Like, what I've always cared about is community in my life. Just like making friends, connecting friends, building events, creating spaces for people to talk and chat. And I guess I just want to like connect with more of my people online. That is going to be my mission. And it's going to start with this shitty ass COVID vlog with my shitty ass COVID voice from my little Dobby closet room. Because that's where I am at this point. And I guess the whole meaning of this video is like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Which is like kind of in theme with having COVID in 2024. Who gets COVID in 2024? And let alone makes a vlog about it. Like, so cringe, so out of date, so tired. Such a tired topic. No one cares about COVID anymore. But in that same vein, I thought I would have everything together by the time I was 29, which is my age. I'm literally approaching 30. And I don't think that's a big deal, actually. Like, I think 30 is extraordinarily young. However, I really thought I was going to be a best-selling author, a multimillionaire, 3 different boyfriends, had fallen in love with, dated, and then broken up with Omar Apollo. Like, I thought all those things would happen for me. And thank God they didn't, because I love where I am now. But at the same time, I don't got any idea what's going on. Like I'm living in Mexico / California / sometimes New York, and I'm in love with a hairdresser. If you told me that 20 years ago, I'd be like, you crazy, because we're not gay. I was closeted. And then I'd be like, what do you mean Mexico? Like, what do you mean you're a copywriter? Actually, I think that would have tracked. I would have been like, oh, that's so cool. Like, you're a creative. But that's the thing. When you live something, unless you count your blessings every single day and are present in every single moment, which I'm trying to be, you don't feel what you're living. And I am living pretty much everything that I wanted when I was younger. And when I was living in New York, I wanted to be a creative corporate girly. And that's exactly what I am. But I also wanted this and this and this and this and this, right? Like, when I look at my life vision, I'm like, okay, she's a published author, baby. She's also a DJ when it matters. She makes songs because she can. She has fallen in love with many different artists and cool people. She has a beautiful relationship and a dog. She owns property. She has wealth but doesn't hoard it because she realizes that capitalism is a sick, disgusting design. She succeeds within the system but also does good through it, right? She is queer as fuck and challenges monogamous norms. She loves her family. She is a good son. She is a good brother. And the list goes on and on and on, right? Like, what I realize is we will always feel like we're not there yet because the vision we have does not abide to the dimension that we live in. The vision that we have is false because we're imagining it happening all at once. We're imagining all of those things happening at once, and then like we're there, we're complete. First of all, who would want that? Like, who would want to publish a book and get a dog and get married and have 3 different boyfriends and live in New York and live in Paris and live in South America and travel to Japan and go on a tour and DJ at some cool party all in the same month, let alone year? Like, we're not meant to have everything in one point of time. I realized that like the things I wanted when I was younger, I have a lot of those things, but I still don't have things that I want next year or the year after, which is good. Like, it's good to have motivation and inspiration, but I do not want that to trick me into feeling like I'm less than. And I feel like that's just an American Western problem. Like, that is literally, it's like materialism and just wanting more and more and more and assigning our worth to the things that we've achieved according to external status or societal celebration. Anyways,